So welcome to this next part, glorifying Srila Prabhupada and remembering Srila Prabhupada's visit to Switzerland exactly 50 years ago. From the 30th of May till the 8th of June, Srila Prabhupada visited Geneva, and today we are celebrating this 50 years anniversary. And program now, from 6 to 7, I will show a short video. It takes maybe a bit more than 10 minutes. The video will show footages like video recordings from a Swiss television. Swiss TV station made some videos on Prabhupada's arrival. But then what you will hear is not the Swiss reporter, but you will hear actually the devotees who were there. And you will hear the voices of devotees who tell their memories of Prabhupada's visit in Switzerland. So you have the pictures, but then you have people who speak their memories. So we'll watch this video, and afterwards we have some talk, we have some glorification about Srila Prabhupada by His Grace Rohini Sutta Prabhu. So we're very happy that Rohini Sutta Prabhu is also with us this evening. We already were Ribo! Yes. We already had a program in Geneva on Friday evening, and then we had a program also on Saturday morning. We visited some places that Prabhupada was present in Geneva. Yesterday morning. And today also we dedicate this Sunday program for Prabhupada's pleasure. So let's start the video, and then I will say a few more words before we start the talk, and then we play the video now. And maybe you can come a little closer, because more devotees are coming, so that we have space in the back. Just come a little closer to the screen.
This place here is free to sit.
Yeah, this front place.
It's not a problem, Jyoti.
At the end of May, Srila Prabhupada left Rome, Italy for Geneva. This is Prabhupada accompanied by Sat Sarup and myself greeting him at Geneva International Airport. For us, this was just the most inconceivable thing that we could have Prabhupada in a very small temple for 10 days. This is Indradumna, who was not a sannyasi at the time, leading kirtan. This particular film was done by the Swiss National Television in French, and it was broadcast on the evening news that night. We had a very busy schedule for Srila Prabhupada. We had 10 days of meetings with some very famous, prominent people. Everything took place in French. And I was very fortunate to be able to be Prabhupada's main translator. We had a very cute villa or house in the close suburbs of Geneva to downtown, and we organized a fire sacrifice and ceremony, and this is all in the backyard of the temple. Here we have an explanation by Yogeshwara Prabhu. Prabhupada was received upon arrival by the governor of Geneva in the main government building, in the very same room where Pope Paul VI was received. The governor of Geneva was very concerned about what might happen to the Swiss economy if many of the young people joined the Hare Krishna movement. And after the official greeting in the informal conversation, I translated his queries to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada gave him a brief description of the Varnashram system and tried to allay his concerns. almost a year later, when I was going to the Mayapur festival, I traveled from Bombay to Calcutta on the same plane with Prabhupada. And Prabhupada remembered this governor very well. And he called me over and asked me to sit next to him and said, "So, is the governor still worried about the Swiss economy if everyone joins the Hare Krishna movement?" And then he laughed. We organized a festival in the Salle du Faubourg in Geneva, a very famous room. Over 1,000 people came. If you consider that Geneva is a famous city, but a very small city with, at the time, I think about 180,000 to 200,000 residents, getting 1,000 people into a festival hall, that's a significant percentage of the local population. We distributed books for so many years. We would literally knock on every single door in the country about once a year. And we had to make sure that people had a pleasant experience with the devotee knocking on their door. Hopefully they would take a book, but even if they didn't take a book, we'd be back a year later. And so the cumulative effect of all of this was that Prabhupada's books on a per capita basis in a country, I gotta think that it's probably one of the most dense distribution of books in the world.
At that time I was on a serious spiritual search. I'm looking at different spiritual groups, all sorts, and was never satisfied. And I somehow landed up near Geneva in France, living in a kind of community. I actually had spent many months on my own, very disillusioned with material life and the kind of people that were living around me. And I had a boyfriend who went to New Zealand and sent me beads, Bhagavad Gita and books. So I spent months just reading, chanting, and praying, actually very sincerely to Krishna to help me find what I was looking for. And chanting on my own, I didn't even really know how to do it, and reading Gita and Nectar of Devotion, and painting my first picture of Krishna with a deer. And then one day a friend from the community said, "Oh, I've been in Geneva, and there's a poster. The leader of this movement, the ISKCON movement, is coming to Geneva. Do you want to come?" So I said, "Yeah, okay, it sounds interesting." So we went off to the temple that day in Geneva. Never been to a temple before. And we were kind of ushered into the garden, and there I saw Srila Prabhupada, and he was performing a fire sacrifice. I saw a devotee, a lady, prostrate at his feet. And I stood there and just looking in wonderment, really. And suddenly Srila Prabhupada looked straight over at me and into my eyes. And I really felt I was the only one in the garden at that point. And it had a kind of twofold effect. First, I just wanted the ground to open up. I felt my soul naked, exposed, and all my anartas, which there were very many at that time, flooded forward. And I just felt like disappearing into a hole in the ground. And the other kind of enlightening moment was that I just looked at him and I knew that split second this was my spiritual master. I just knew it in my heart. This is him. So it was a very profound experience, actually, very profound. And it wasn't another year till I eventually met Srila Prabhupada again and got initiation.
A Swiss writer and lecturer who is quite famous, Sergius Golovin, came to visit Prabhupada. He came all the way from Bern. He had quite a following in his day. He was viewed as a genuine spiritual leader. And he took his seat on the floor in Prabhupada's room, and Prabhupada said, "So, do you have any questions?" And Sergius Golovin just said, No, I have no questions." And I was sitting there, I had organized all of this, and I thought, what will Prabhupada think? This fellow's come all this way, and he has nothing to say and nothing to ask. And then he said to Prabhupada, "I'm just so fortunate that I can be here in your presence and benefit from the company of a great master like yourself." And then he fell silent. He never said another word. And Prabhupada obviously felt a certain sympathy for this man because he pulled out the harmonium and he made a 30-minute bhajan. And everyone just listened intently to Prabhupada. At the end of 30 minutes, Prabhupada stopped. He was obviously in rapture with Krishna during that time. And it was perceptible to everyone, including this fellow who said, "Thank you very much." And then Prabhupada said to me, "Make sure he gets prasadam on the way out." On June 6th, Prabhupada was invited to give a talk at the World Health Organization at the United Nations. They are responsible for all the family planning efforts of the UN all over the world. And Prabhupada at the time was translating 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, specifically lecturing on Rishabhadev and his 100 sons. So Prabhupada spoke about that at the World Health Organization. He said that when someone is Krishna conscious, he is not a burden to the earth, and there is no excess of such people, and they can all live together in peace and harmony. And the title of Prabhupada's lecture was The Myth of Overpopulation. We got a good turnout at the UN because it wasn't the perspective they're used to hearing. We had a few Swiss devotees. A blonde girl, Krishna Kanta was her name, a very, very sweet devotee, French-Swiss. Who would have ever thought that Prabhupada would come to Geneva? But why not? Geneva is, in the world history of religion, a very important city. It was there that one of the great proponents of the Reformation, Jean Calvin, organized the Protestant Reformation. So Prabhupada was organizing the Krishna conscious Reformation of Switzerland and the world.
Now, here we are. This is entering the city hall of Geneva. This is Srila Prabhupada being shown through the entranceway. And somehow or other we managed to have Srila Prabhupada received as a dignitary in the large capitals of Europe. That happened in Rome, it happened in Geneva, it happened in Paris. And this is a telling moment. Here you see Srila Prabhupada seated while the mayor of Geneva issues his greeting. And that's Guru Gauranga translating the mayor's remarks from French to English. And often there would be a declaration or some kind of plaque or something that would be handed over as a way of acknowledging Srila Prabhupada's visit to the city. And then Srila Prabhupada would reply, commenting, as he often did on such occasions, about the duty of good government to train citizens in what is spiritual life. Also warning that any government that does not take the responsibility seriously is a hellish government. I remember that caused some consternation in Paris when he was received at the city hall there. The mayor got very nervous.
Two French reporters came to visit Prabhupada. One was an older man and one was a woman probably in her early 30s. Prabhupada didn't tell pastime stories, mostly preached about you're not that body, a lot of philosophical things, but he didn't generally tell so many stories. And this woman was sitting there and he starts telling her the story about how this demon kidnapped 16,000 princesses. And Krishna finally came and killed the demon. And the princesses approached Krishna because they were really attracted to Krishna. And Krishna looked at them and he said, "Come on." And that's how Krishna ended up with 16,000 wives. So as I'm listening to the story, I'm thinking, this is a pretty incredible story to tell a reporter, especially in a Western culture where everything is so rationalistic. But he told that story, and when he quoted Krishna saying, "Come on," that reporter's face lit up. as only a woman who had some experience in the world of heartbreak could understand. And even though the number of wives may have sounded so incredible, that affection he had towards those princesses touched that woman's heart. And she just lit up. It was beyond the rational. It was just on the level of an appreciation of the loving heart of Krishna by this very intelligent, very sophisticated French reporter. And it was a very wonderful moment.
I remember Prabhupada in a small temple in Switzerland. At one time he gave a class and he was describing how we should build a very nice single sign in our heart and invite Krishna there. You know, it should be as beautiful as we can. It can be in gold, it can be in jewels, in diamond, and we should sit in there and worship him. It was very impressive. I remember also asking Nitai, who was Prabhupada's secretary at the time, did Prabhupada mention where he would go next life for preaching? And Nitai told me Prabhupada said he would go on the lower planets to preach in the next verse. That was the most viral thing. He said very, very clearly, yeah, Prabhupada said he would go on the lower planets to preach the message of Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Can you turn on the light? Yeah. So these were some. Turn on the light fully. Yeah, thank you. So these were some videos from these early days when Prabhupada came to Switzerland. This is from a series, it's called Following Prabhupada. Yaru Bharat produced this series, and basically 12 years of Prabhupada's traveling around the world. You can find all the videos in the description of the disciples, so that was just a short part on Prabhupada's visit in Geneva. And we heard Guru Gauranga Prabhu speaking mainly also. Guru Gauranga Prabhu was one of the pioneer preachers who started Krishna conscious movement in Switzerland. And at the moment actually Guru Gauranga Prabhu is working on his memoir, writing a book on his early days. So we're all looking forward to this book with much more details. But now we'd like to invite His Grace Rohini Sutta Prabhu to also address us. Hare Krishna, thank you so much for coming. As I mentioned before, Rohini Sutta Prabhu is also a direct disciple of Srila Prabhupada. One of the few Prabhupada disciples in Switzerland. I think we have about five disciples, Prabhupada disciples from Switzerland. Rohini Sutta Prabhu has been a pioneer preacher, one who's shared Krishna consciousness, since more than 50 years this year, I think. 74, 50th anniversary. It's incredible, you know, like, if we are around for 10 years, we think, oh, I'm senior devotee, 10 years, Hare Krishna. But then we have devotees who have been 50 years practicing Bhakti Yoga. So we are very, very grateful that you came, and we'll share some glories about Srila Prabhupada with us. Please.
Thank you.
So let's Bhakti Vigna Vinashana Maharaj ki. We heard from Maharaj at 4 o'clock. Thank you for also joining.
Hare Krishna. I will not sing. I don't want to give much introduction because of the time. Very happy to address you in this day. Actually, yesterday day before yesterday, we had already a meeting in Geneva. It was very interesting. I was last time in Geneva 45 years ago. And I visited, I was in the temple in Geneva, in the second temple in 1976 to 77. Then we came to Düdingen, Stillental, but those of you who can remember, Stillental. Then Zurich, destination here. In the meantime, we also had a preaching center in 79 with Ankaranya together in Kreis 4 here in Zurich. I was also there for 1 year. I mostly distribute the books. And then in 1980, Guru Garanga found this temple. Yeah, it was very special, a big step to come here to Zurich, to have this temple here. Because we were coming from a pioneer time. Most of us come from hippie standard of life, like some of you are still looking like. So I have still some relics here from the 60s and 70s, some leftovers. Yeah, yeah, it was a great time. Prabhupada, he appreciated the hippies. Prabhupada actually, in one lecture in Geneva, he appreciated the hippies. He told, I appreciate the hippies because they have a sense for renunciation, for detachment. They're fed up with the society and this modern way of life and standard of just working, marry, drink, marry and eat, and work hard for money. So there are so many who stepped out of this kind of life in the 60s and 70s already. Most of him is hippie movement. And that was exactly the time when Prabhupada arrived in America in 1965-66. That was the beginning of the hippie revolution. And Prabhupada, he got a proper time, and he met all these renunciates with the long hair and beards and living in the parks in the sleeping bag and not caring for body and maintenance and house and standard and what I eat today and where I live tomorrow. Careless. And they came all from good families and they gave it up. They gave it up. But for what? The drugs. Then they took LSD and smoking, marijuana, hashish, and all these things they experienced. And they had their gurus who teach them how to become high and go in meditation with this kind of drug experience. So they had also gurus. These hippies all had gurus also. But these gurus were not linking them with the supreme transcendence, with the absolute truth, with Krishna or the supreme personality of Godhead. It was some vague idea, although many of them had some Hindu or Buddhism touch and attraction, but it was always ultimately ending in impersonalism or in pantheism, many gods, ultimately, Tattapat, Yattapat, Tattapat, whatever path you go that leads to the goal. So Prabhupada came at that time to preach the teachings of Lord Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita, sent by his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He met him 1922 in Calcutta. And his Guru Maharaj instructed him to preach to the English-speaking world. In the first meeting, just imagine you come as a hippie or any one of you comes meeting a Guru, an Acharya, first time, and he tells you, forget your Gandhi movement, forget your peace movement, and just join Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement, his mission, and save the world. Preach in English speaking and in any language to bring the people who are completely misdirected in this age. They lost completely the orientation. They have no goal. They have a body but no head. That was the main message Prabhupada also spoke in Geneva. Also to the governor there, to the city president, and to all those assembly there from government. He told them, we have a body but we have no head. But then they say, yeah, we have head. But Prabhupada said, yeah, but the head is misdirected. It's crazy. So they don't know in which direction to go. And if you don't know, and if you have a head and you don't know in which direction to go, then where you end. So and Prabhupada made again and again the point: we are in human form of life. We are not animals. A dog and a cat, you cannot teach Bhagavad Gita. And you cannot teach them chanting Hare Krishna. So you have to be a human being who have a little head. But you have to use the head, you know, to understand who you are. First of all, what I am. When somebody asked me before I joined, who I am, who are you? And I was completely on the ego and say, strange question. Don't see who I am? But Prabhupada told us because we didn't know who I am. We thought we have this body. But what is this body? This body is, we changed this body already from childhood until now. You may be 30, 40, 50 or 60 years old. How many times you change the body? All 7 years. Scientifically proved. Actually, every moment something is dying and taking birth in our body. We are not notice, and our whole body changes. Look a picture, look in mirror. Look a picture from our old time and from our new time. Something changed, I guess, but is the inside changing? Maybe a little change, but the I, dich, is immer noch da. Didn't change. So the I, the real I, who I actually am, who I am, this we have to figure out. And this we cannot figure out on our own. We can maybe try neti process of the yogis and mystics to find out what is who are you, what you are and what you are not. And so in this way, with your intellect, try to find out, figure out what you are, but that takes a long time. Kali Yuga, this age where we live now, is not meant for this process. It's too short life. Maximum 80, 90, 100 years, and I'm finished. And what is after? After the death. So that was Prabhupada's message. From the beginning to the end, he teaches us how to live, but with a proper goal, proper sadhana, to cultivate a mode of goodness, a clear mind, clear intelligence, clear head, clear vision. So based on Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, based on the scriptures, the revealed scriptures, on the Guru, who is the ambassador, the teacher, who is teaching us this process. Through this, we come to knowledge and we come to understanding. And if you have no knowledge and if you have no understanding, you don't know in which direction to go. And that was basically Srila Prabhupada's message in Geneva and everywhere he went. It didn't matter if he was a government people, if he was a scientist man, if he was a professor, a doctor, a farmer, a student, man, woman. He didn't make any distinction. Yoga teachers, he also met yoga teachers, he met Indologists, everywhere same message. And that I appreciate, and we all appreciate this in Srila Prabhupada the most, that he was always, never changed philosophy. He never changed his words. Always stick to the truth. as he has learned it from his Guru Maharaj, from the revealed scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And that was Srila Prabhupada's main order or mission, to translate these books of Vedas, that means Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita especially, in English. That he carried with him his whole life, and then from India, he went to in Vrindavan. He stayed there for 4 or 5 years, or 6 years, until he took sannyas. He took sannyas also there, and then came to the West in 1965. So, and he started the movement in the West, in New York City, also in the lowest place where all the hippies and drunkers were living. The Lower East Side is called the Bowery. It's the lowest of the lowest. It's the higher New York, where more the rich people were living, and the Prabhupada started the movement in the lowest. And there were always yoga teachers who came to New York. They were only preaching to the elite class for a lot of money, giving them some secret mantras. Prabhupada said, there's no secret mantra. Mantra is open. It should be available for everyone. Everyone should have the opportunity to receive the same medicine. Not a medicine for one, and the others, they should not be bereft of it. The main medicine is not the medicine what we get from our doctors. No? The medicine what Prabhupada brought is the Hare Krishna mantra and is Vedic knowledge. And for that we are very thankful to him, to Srila Prabhupada, that he actually had the courage. Because many Indians, they came to the West, they were not representing actually real Vedic culture, Bhagavad Gita, Supreme Personality of God, Hare Krishna or Narayana. Srila Prabhupada told God, somehow or other we have to worship God. And God is not alone. He also mentioned in Geneva. He's always in association with his energy, with his devotees. People now only want nowadays to enjoy either the energy or God without energy. But Prabhupada told we have to worship God with the energy, with his devotees, with the Lakshmans, with the cowherd boys, with all his paraphernalia. And Prabhupada pointed out there was one picture of Radha Krishna with the gopis. You see, he told Krishna is never sad, like many of us. Sometimes we are sad some days. But Prabhupada told Krishna is we never have seen picture where he shows a sad face, frustrated. I'm frustrated today. So that's not Krishna. That's our mind. And Prabhupada also mentioned our economic problems we have is self-made. It's caused by false ego and by the mind, and by our egoistic mentality. Actually, there's no scarcity. We only have to simplify it, not maximize it. Now we do maximizing material comfort, and what it leads? Frustration. So many frustrated people. Previously people were living on the countryside. I have a little garden. Everyone had enough food. There had some animals, cows, like that, sheep or whatever. Had enough. Nowadays, just for food, and we have to go 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers, 500 kilometers by car, by airplane, by the train, every day to work. For what? For food. And for Prabhupada told, simple life means everyone should cultivate a little of your own food. And maybe we'll see soon, we have to do it. Life will become expensive and complicated, and it's not easy to maintain healthy lifestyle. Plastic food you can get plenty. You even have to pay a high price. And you think good food is so expensive now. But if you ultimately buy the good food is better than the plastic food, which is also high. So that was actually Prabhupada's message. We have to go back to simple life and high thinking. So he came here to the West, not to bring to the people some hocus pocus, some embracing somebody in sentimental way, kissing them or blessing them, and so now you are infused with my spiritual Shakti, so now you are God in yourself, or the Supreme Brahman, or whatever. So Prabhupada, he came with a very realistic process, was very important, actually more and more important. You see, when you see the film, what he told, there's no problem of economic problem, or overpopulation 50 years ago. Same thing we hear today. No? So it was always a problem, it looks like. But Prabhupada says, no problem, the earth has enough food if it is properly arranged to feed 10 times more population than now. 10 times more. So, so Srila Prabhupada, he was very bold, he was very straight, and he was fearless. Therefore his name was Abhay Charan, because he took shelter at the Lord Krishna's fearless lotus feet. So he's Abhay Charan. He was completely fearless because he had always the Krishna in his heart. He had the knowledge of his guru and of the Shastra in his heart. He had his books with him wherever he went. So he was like a traveling tirtha or pilgrimage place. Wherever he went, you know, he didn't accept the standards of the people there and their mentality, but he brought his message. And he was not attached, he was just delivered. It was, for him, it didn't matter if it was high class or low class or middle class people. He was ready to speak to anyone, the same thing, without adulteration or watering down, to adjust it. No adjustment. Because if the absolute truth is adjusted, then it's not absolute truth anymore. So the truth always has to be the truth, and whatever we present nowadays as truth is actually not truth, it's lie. So therefore Prabhupada brought us the absolute truth, and therefore everyone who followed him, who had faith in him, who became convinced, they became strong. Prabhupada wondered. He told, I'm a single person now, but I want that all of you become a pilgrimage place with purified heart and mind, with God consciousness, with the full faith, because that is needed. So that to be convinced, so that we can convince others, to help others to become Krishna conscious. And it's a very urgent message. To become Krishna conscious, to change our lifestyle, our food, actually everything is here, but we only have to Krishnaize it, to purify it with the consciousness of Krishna consciousness. So that was Srila Prabhupada's message, and yesterday we had opportunity to visit many of the places. The first temple was not there anymore. This villa, we heard, where actually Gonitai was installed. 1 year later, Gonitai, who are here now, they are installed in that temple after Srila Prabhupada came. He set the seed. You have to understand, this was a pioneer time. And the year 1974 is very important in Srila Prabhupada's vision and movement. Because 74 was the time where, after many years of struggle, especially the first years when he came to America, it was struggle. It was not so easy. You should not think everything should come easy and then it is spiritual. Even spiritual life needs austerity, it needs determination, it needs deep faith, and also chastity. to fade, to follow, to from the beginning to the end, not to deviate from the path. And so Srila Prabhupada came to Geneva in 1974. Already half of the Bhagavatam was from his work up to the 5th canto we have heard, was translated and printed. Bhagavad Gita was printed. Even the German Bhagavad Gita came out in that year. And many other German books came out in that year. Ishopanishad, Teaching of Lord Chaitanya, Lehren von Lord Chaitanya, Nectar of Devotion. So many books. So it was a very nice time. It's pioneer time to be present at that time. Now 50 years later we can just reflect back to that time. Memory is very, becomes very shrinked because of the time factor. So many things happened. Just in 1 year, so many things happened in Krishna consciousness in the 70s. Or in 5 years, or in Srila Prabhupada's 12 years where he traveled around the world. You know, so many things happened, but nowadays if you look back, everything seemed to be like a moment. Because in the long term of the time, who is eternal, a lifetime is actually just a second. And we give so much importance to that second. And as soon you're looking away, you're gone. So Prabhupada, he didn't want to have the shooting stars or just some temporary things but the real thing, steady stars who stay in the Sankirtan sky, in the spiritual sky. And Prabhupada, he came to bring us all to this place, to the spiritual world, to Krishna. I don't believe that Prabhupada went to hell, because in the hell is not a very nice place to preach. It was just his mood. Don't take this serious. So in the hell there's nothing to preach. There's only Yamaraj and Yamadutas, and it's a place of suffering. It's no preaching. That's the preaching. Yeah. So Prabhupada didn't went to hell. He went directly back to Krishna. And he told me, and if Krishna wants, I'm always ready to go to wherever universe he likes to have me, to go on to preach his words. Because that's Guru. Yaredeka Tarika Krishna Upadesh. Amara Gyaya Guru Hanatara Edesh. So wherever you go, whomever you meet, give them Krishna. Speak about Krishna. And what is the place where you speak about Krishna? That becomes Vaikuntha, the world where there is no anxiety. And whenever you stop to think about Krishna and chant Krishna and preach Krishna, then that becomes mental. Then it becomes suffering. So Krishna is always waiting for us. He's in the spiritual world, surrounded by his eternal associates. And he wants us also to come back to him. So Srila Prabhupada is there. He's guiding us and overlooking us from the spiritual world. And if he is somewhere else in the universe, that's okay. He's maybe also there, because in the other dimensions, spiritual dimensions, they're not in the 3 dimensions like we. We cannot simultaneously here and simultaneously in India. So we only simultaneously in one place. But in the spiritual world, you can be simultaneously in the spiritual world and also in the material world somewhere to spread the, Krishna consciousness. These are the devotees. They're ready to do everything and anything for the satisfaction of Krishna. Actually, as long as we only try to try to do that what I like, that's not spiritual. That's not surrender. So surrender means I do that what Guru likes, what Krishna likes. I want to please them. Because the secret is, if I please them, then I'm pleased. I will become happy. Tashmin tushta jagat tushta. For the devotees, they're always coming together, and they're speaking about Krishna, glorifying about Krishna and the spiritual master and the acharyas. And in this way they live very happy. Tushmantija, Ramantija. They become very satisfied. Not only the soul, but also the mind and the intellect become satisfied. And even your senses. Because Krishna gave us mercifully prasadam, He gave us intellectual food, nice philosophy, nice literature we can read. And He gave us nice songs, mantras, melodies, everything is given. Nice association, nice place to stay, to live. This Krishna temple is like an embassy. It's like oasis in the desert of material existence, where people who are thirsty for the nectar of Krishna consciousness can come and take shelter. So I like to stop here. Maybe some question here. Mr. Mangre, Srila Prabhupada, Ki Jai. Ja?
Ja, sorry, du hast gesagt, dass was immer gar nichts traurig. You say that he was never sad. That it sounds a little bit too big, to agree.
Krishna is never sad.
Yeah.
You think he's sad?
No, but you say never.
Never. But I only repeat because what I'm speaking now, it's only what Prabhupada told in Geneva.
Okay.
I just spoke to you in a compact way, without what happened in every day.
Because that sounds a little bit perfect, there's nobody perfect. Is it possible?
You think if you're not perfect, nobody else is perfect.
I'm not comparing with my person.
Huh?
I'm not comparing this person with me.
Well, Krishna is not just an ordinary person, he's a supreme person. He's the supreme personality of God. You are just a tiny nobody.
Yes, I agree.
You're imperfect.
Yeah.
In the material world, Krishna says everyone is imperfect. In the spiritual world, everyone is perfect. Not only Krishna, but all his associates are also perfect.
Okay.
Ciao. I'm very happy with you. You're easily satisfied. Other question or comment? Hare Krishna Prabhu.
I was just thinking.
You're our great soul.
No, but I was thinking Krishna is sad sometimes in Lila, but his being sad is perfect.
But that's something else, That's not our frustration and sadness. No?
Yeah.
We are sad, That's only because of our ignorance. But Krishna is never in ignorance.
Never.
Yeah. He's in the Lila maybe sad. But Lord Chaitanya was also sad.
Yeah.
No? You read Chaitanya so many times.
But his sadness is perfect.
His sadness is perfect because his sadness is the highest bliss. Right? I'm very happy I could also I can also satisfy you. Not easy always to satisfy everyone. Only Krishna can do that. Some other point you want to say?
No,
okay. No, Lord Krishna one time had a headache. Right? Can have in the Lila. Not a headache, migraine like we sometimes have, but he had a headache in the Lila. So what he thought, everyone began, how we can please Krishna, how we can, make him free of headache. So then Krishna said, I need water washed by pure devotee. Lord Chaitanya also. One time he traveled to somewhere and traveling. He told, had a headache. So the only medicine is not now some chemical medicine or Ayurveda. That will all not help remove my headache. So I need food water of a Brahmana, of a pure Vaishnava. And then they brought him, and then as soon as he had this water from the pure Vaishnava's feet, his headache disappeared. So in this way, Lord Chaitanya teaches us how to actually become free of material diseases and problems and pains, just by actually accepting us the food dust and the water from the pure devotee on our head. And Krishna also wanted to show, he wanted to show that only the food water of Radharani actually could, right? Was this right there? You know the story?
No.
No? Was it not Radharani? Huh?
I don't know.
No? It was Radharani. So only if she will give me the water, then I will get free of headache. That was maybe also with the snake bite. This story, you know? So you become free of snake bite. The snake charmer had to come, and then Radharani ultimately had to come, you know. But the mother-in-law of Krishna was always. She thought, oh, why Radharani? I will do it. But Krishna said, no, it has to be the most chaste girl of the village. And the mother-in-law of Radharani, she thought, I'm the most chaste girl. Radharani, definitely not. So she tried to take this water from the Yamuna on a pot who has a leak. A hole in it, you know. The water flowed out because she thought I'm chaste, but if she was not chaste, that means water would flow out. So many tried, who thought I'm very chaste, I'm the very most pure lady in the village. But then ultimately it was Radharani. And then she brought the water. The water was not flowing out, and it was poured over Krishna's body, who has fever because of snake bite. That's Leela, you understand? This is a story. It's a pastime of the Lord. But it's your fault now that I had to speak about that. It's from by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He wrote a book with 4 stories in it. Maharaj, Chamatkar, Chandrika. Our encyclopedia story. Chamatkar Chandrika. So it's 4 practically like dramas. Sometimes the devotees are playing this drama with the snake bite and the doctor. And Krishna is disguising himself to meet Radharani. So this is very confidential. Srila Prabhupada actually never spoke so much about this confidential story because it was not the time to speak about confidential stories if we still are on the bodily concept. Because we only can enter the Leela and understand Krishna's pastime if we are free from bodily concept and also mental concept and identification. And become akinchana. Akinchana means don't think something belongs to you. If you come to that consciousness, to that understanding that everything belongs to Krishna, everything belongs to God, that is spiritual. This is a real peace formula, and this brings us to harmony. And then everyone can work together, black, white, yellow, red, all kinds of religions, doesn't matter, all kinds of beliefs, faiths, no problem. Geneva now has 50 to 80% foreigners from outside of Geneva. People have become a relic like our hippies here, but it's very rare to see where's a Geneva person here. So it's very difficult to find a Swiss Geneva man, you know, or woman. Even amongst the devotees there. We know who was most prominent in the aula. We had in the university there was a college. They had an aula where we had the program for Srila Prabhupada. You know who was the most populated people who came to the program? It was Indians. Not Sri Lanka. From South India. They were Sri Vaishnavas. Interesting. I thought it was very interesting, so I told them the story of Ramanujacharya, how he received a mantra, a secret mantra from his Guru Maharaj. His Guru Maharaj told him, I will initiate you in this 8-syllable Narayana mantra, but you have to promise me, don't speak it to anyone. and then Ramanuja asked, no, why? And then why, Guru Maharaj? Because everyone who hears this mantra will become liberated. So Ramanuja, he was the founder Acharya of the Ramanuja Sampradaya, coming from Sri, from Lakshmi. There are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas, Sri, Rudra, Brahma, and Kumaras, 4 Kumaras, 4 Sampradayas. So he was the founder, rejuvenator of this Sampradaya. It was previously taught by the Alvars, thousands of years ago, back to 3,000-4,000 years, Goranga. The Alvars, they were the 4 previous acharyas of Ramanuja, like Yamunacharya. And then he thought, oh, why should I preach this mantra? So he had the courage to go on a higher platform in the temple of Sriranga, where Sri Ranganath is worshipped. And he called all the pilgrims, please come, I have a very good news message for you. I will give you now the 8-syllable Narayana mantra. And he spoke it out loudly. And everyone was, Haribo, Jai Narayana, Ki Jai. And everyone was very happy and thankful. And his Guru Maharaj heard about that. He became very angry. He called his disciple Fadarshan, come here. You made a big offense, Guru Aparat, because you didn't follow, you broke your promise. Why you did it? And then Ramanujacharya, Guru Maharaj, I'm ready to go to hell. You see, I'm ready to go to hell if you think I made a grave offense. But I could not keep back this mantra because you told me I can. Everyone will get benefit. Why not? And then his Guru Maharaj was very happy, satisfied. He embraced him and told him, you are much a better Vaishnava than me, because I am only thinking about my own deliverance, but you think about the deliverance of others. That was Prabhupada also. Prabhupada was in this mood. Prahlad Maharaj was in this mood. And Prabhupada told, Prahlad Maharaj is our previous Acharya, the four guru of the Gurus. Although he was born in a demon family, Asura family. But he was so compassionate and he was ready to deliver everyone. And even his father was a great demon, Hiranyakashipu. So it's time.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all.
So nice.
It was all your presence and inspiration that I could speak. It's and Prabhupada's mercy, of course, and very grateful to him. And whatever I know, I only know from him. I even learned English from him.
Me too.
Prabhupada English.
Yes.
But it's not so perfect, with a little with Swiss accent in it.
That's lovely.
Actually, I would like to speak in German to you, but they always say here in this temple only English.
Because no Zurich people.
Yeah. But you know how you're adjusted the Swiss standard. How you can become Swiss if you don't learn the German language. Cannot become Swiss passport.
You have to take birth in Switzerland.
You have to become integrated. Not. So why not German? But it's okay. I also like English because I'm used to speak English. I travel all over the world previously, and I still have it in the heart. And I actually prefer to read Prabhupada's books also in English because it's more direct. German, sometimes I don't like certain translations. It's a little strange for me. But it's not real German, you know. Yeah, it is like that. And therefore I like to read English. I like to hear Prabhupada's lectures. From that I also learn. I also like to hear from English speakers. When I joined as a devotee in 1974, I joined in Amsterdam. I didn't went to Geneva, although I had option, Geneva, Amsterdam or Paris. But French was not so sympathetic to me, you know, German Swiss. So I thought, oh, let me go to Amsterdam, because I was already there in '72. And I know a little the situation. Many speak English, and although I didn't know so much English, only very little. And they also speak some German, the Dutch people. So I went there, and there actually I met the devotees, and ultimately joined in July 1974. So I have also this year my 50th.
So now we will have, thank you so much. Now we will have a kirtan, and then after the kirtan we also will offer the puja to Srila Prabhupada.
So let's offer our obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, and then we have a Guru Puja, then you can all offer your obeisances and outside flowers. Or without flowers.
Shri Gonitai ki jai, Shri Chakra Baladev Subhadra Devi ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tamga player, cartels. Viva Jayo, Jaya Dora Jande, Arati Keshoga. Viva Jayo, Jaya Dora Jande, Arati Shaka Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare singaya, tra la 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 da daine. Hiranya kasi porvachaya, Srila Tankana kalaye. Jai Jai Nrsinga Dev, Praladesha Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Vringa. Jai Jai Nrsinga Dev, Praladesha Jaya Padma. Nitai Goranga, Nitai Goranga, Nitai Goranga, Gora Hari. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Shri Gaurate ki, Harinam Sankirtan Yakya ki. Jai Mr. Bhat, Pranam Sabraj Gacharya, Sadar Satsi Samadhi Svankare, Sesi Bhaktivedanta Smaraj, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Mr. Bhat, Pranam Sabraj Gacharya, Sadar Satsi Samadhi, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswamaraj Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavindi ki Jai, Namachar Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem Skosi Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Asadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna, Gopa Gopinath, Chamakund Radha Kund, Giri Gaurang ki Jai. Mayapur Navadip Dham ki Jai, Vrindavan Mathura Dham ki Jai, Ganga Mai ki Jai, Yamuna Mai ki Jai, Tulsi Devi ki Jai, Bhakti Devi ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Yaka ki Jai, Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Guru Karanga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Krishna Prebarut. Next to Guru Puja.
Krishna Prema Rupa Prabhu, Hari Bol.
Master of ceremony, please come. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jaya, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Satma Pandamo Isabatana Prasadeva Evavatariya Krishna Prakti Hoya Hoite Chitete Kariya Kya Ana Kariya Mane Asa Charanarati Aisa Yotamagati Sarva Rite Prakatita Rite Prakatita Prabhupada Karachivana. Aha, Prabhu Koradaya, Te Amore Pada Joya. Prabhu Koradaya, Te Amore Pada Joya. Konda Trevana. Padalai Lacharanda. Prabhupada Kita Pavana. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Guru Pocha Ki, Swami Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki. His confounder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Mustavat Pranam Sabradhikacharya Sodrasatsi Samadhi Swami Grace Bhaktiranta Smaraj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Indika Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Premskosi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Chamakund Radha Kund Kiri Gauranga Ki Jai. Mai Purnavadip Dham Ki Jai. Vrindavan Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtanya Ki Jai. Samavita Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the Son Devotees. All glories to the Son Devotees. All glories to the Son Devotees. All glories to Glory Sri Guru Karanga. Glory to Prabhupada. Jetzt machen wir Pushpanjali. We do Pushpanjali. Take all a handful of rose petals, not for yourself. Don't smell. Don't smell. Nicht dran riechen oder schmecken. And then it will be offered to Lotus Feet of Srila Prabhupada. Könnt ihr alle zu den Lotusfüßen von Srila Prabhupada da bringen und dann könnt ihr die Füße berühren und auf euren kurzen oder langen Haaren streichen. Then you can smear it over your head, long or small, or shaven. That doesn't matter. Not on the feet, but on your head. Huh? We only chant pranam mantra for Srila Prabhupada, so we make short pranam. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prastaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Niti Namine, Namaste, Sarasvate, Deve, Gauravani, Pracharine, Nirvishesha, Somyavadi, Pasyata, Deshatarine. So you all can chant together now. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Vestaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Niti Namaste. Namaste Sarasvati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Sunyavadi, Pasyata Deshatarine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Vestaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Sarasvati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Sunyavati, Pasyata Deshatarine. Esha Pushpanjali Ki. Swami Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki. 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 Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Prasadam ready? Prasadam ready? Okay. Finish program? Okay. We're on time?
Ja, Kirtan.
Huh?
Kirtan.
Wie lange?
Bis um 9:30.
Nein. He's our marathon man. I have to. Because I have to drive.
15 Minuten, 20 Minuten.
Okay.
Bis davor.
Bis davor haben so. Okay. 10 minutes, it's okay? 10 minutes and we'll sing more? Huh? 18 minutes. Okay, then we have to take off. Haribo! I don't know how you feel, but I feel like in sauna. Varanga, Varanga. Which melody you like? Hare Krishna, huh? Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. That's got Krishna Prema Rupa mantra.
Yes.
Melody. This is 80s, you know, we have to, we take an eternal mantra. Bengali style, and I like Bengali style. I don't like these new inventions of melodies. So, sorry, you can sing if you like, but I like more Bengali traditional style. But I have to figure out. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hariram Sankirtan Yakya Kini Jai Gaur Pranam Hare Krishna.